So moving on, we want to know everything about Glenda's Guru. So you're the successful real estate agent. You're out doing your thing, and then you move into becoming a content creator. You're hosting your own podcast now, which Glenda's Guru is awesome. But like, how did you come up with that idea to pivot from selling homes to moving more into the space that you're in now?
Well, I started making videos about 3.5 years ago. And being raised as an only child, I would talk to the mirror. And so talking to my phone was almost just like talking to a mirror.
Mm.
And those people on Facebook, I would do Facebook Lives, and they were like my friends. And then I did a little Glennda Live. And then I started this series on TikTok called Sugar and Spice Real Estate Advice. And I was making these videos, and it was really cool. And I love an alliteration like nobody's business. And so I was talking to somebody, a real estate agent that did a lot of direct mail, a lot of farming. And I said to him, I said, Andy, you are a guru. And I said, I'm going to call you Glenda's Guru on farming. And so I just thought that, wait a minute, I could talk to people, not just real estate agents, but I could talk to people that were really at the top of their field, having this lane of expertise, this lane of genius. And because I hate a poser like nobody's business, I want the real expert. And so just listening to them and seeing their vision and how they do it, it's tactical, it's practical. And in Glenda's Gurus, you can always take something away that you can apply to your business today. And that's what I think really is the magic of it.
Love that. Love
Really?
that. And do you think it's important for people in our industry to be creating fresh content and putting out the Instagram reels or property tours? How important do you think this content creation is in our day-to-day lives, business today?
Well, at first, I didn't really think too much about it. But as my audience grew on TikTok, it also started to grow on Instagram. And
Mm.
what blew my mind was the people that would reach out to me that did not know me. They didn't know me from Adam's House Cat. And they would reach out to me to help them buy or sell real estate. And I
Wow.
was thinking to myself, this advice that I'm giving, like, it is positioning me as the real estate expert. And someone introduced me and said, please welcome Glennda Baker, the most recognized face and voice in real estate video. And I was like, oh, my stars, really? Um, but it just, I mean, I think it's like my big hair. I think I have an accent. I mean, people tell me I do. I don't really think I do, but I have an accent. And so people recognize my voice. I was at dinner the other night sitting in a restaurant here in Roswell, close to Atlanta, Georgia. And I walked in and I, was talking to the hostess, and this girl flipped around and she's like, oh my gosh, it's you. It's Glennda from TikTok. So it's so cool that people, like, they recognize my voice, they recognize me. And I have helped people buy and sell all over the world. And to me, that's what's really cool, is just my ability to help people and what it's done for them.
How do you do work-life balance, Glenda? That old chestnut.
Well, you got to keep in mind, for me, it's not like work. And one thing that I think I'm super great at, and my kids think I'm really good at, is being in the moment. When I'm at dinner with my kids, whenever I'm at karate or jujitsu with my grandsons, I do not bring my phone in. I leave my phone in the car, and because it,
Wow.
it is really critical to me
Mhm.
to be present with the people that are closest to me.
Yeah.
And I heard someone say, don't be distracted from something you should be devoted to. And
Mm.
that really is, like, every time in my head, is that, just because I didn't get the inspection amendment over in 3 seconds, is it going to kill somebody to wait 30 minutes or an hour while I finish dinner with my kids? Absolutely not. And if it is, then you're not the right person I'm not the right person for you to work with.
Love that. That's actually so valuable.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I
Well,
should
well
probably launch a
said.
business that myself, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
this business is hard to have balance. A healthy balance is probably one of the hardest things. I've never sat on a panel and the question hasn't come up, how do you maintain your personal life versus business? And it's something we're forever evolving, trying to get better at and do. But this business is so difficult to try and maintain that in a healthy way. So that's, what was that saying you just said? It was brilliant.
Don't be distracted from something you should be devoted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really apply that in every aspect of my life. When I'm supposed to be working, I'm not playing on my Instagram. I'm not texting my friends. I am working my brains out. I am working diligently. I don't pick up my phone. I don't have it right there next to me because I want to be able to be 100% efficient, but I also want to be 100% effective.
Mhm.
And you can't be effective if you're distracted, period.
Mhm.
And so when I'm working, it's all about work. And when I'm playing, it is all about play.
Love
Love
that.
that. So go back to the working part, for example, right? Obviously, if you go to jujitsu or, you're spending time with your family, you leave your phone out of it. Okay. So now, as far as the working part goes, are you talking about being on the phone, doing emails, both at the same time, or are you good at actually strategically doing one thing at a time? Like if you're writing an email, you're writing that email, you will not take the phone call and vice versa.
Correct. So if I am on the phone with a client, I am in a relationship. I'm in an appointment with that person.
Mm.
They deserve 100% of my time. I don't take my phone into appointments. The only time I have my phone out is when I'm accessing the lockbox. When we're just looking at the house, I do not have my phone out. I'm in an appointment with those people. When I'm
Wow.
writing an email, I am absolutely focused on that email. That is for a client. I need to have my A game. I am the Michael Jordan of real estate. You don't see Michael Jordan goofing off while he's out there practicing, while he's out there playing, when he's taking those shots. And I think that the focus and discipline that I have been able to implement in my lifestyle is part of the success factor.
I think
Woo!
I'm personally taking a lot away from this, Glenda.
Oh,
Amen.
good.
Well done and well said. When you're in the room, give somebody your attention, time, and focus. I think, look, we can both say, David and I, we're not good at that. We're permanently thinking about the next thing, or, there's 10 things going on, there's 100 things going on, but how can you do one thing to your full ability if you're thinking about 500 other things? It's humanly impossible. So I think that is the key takeaway here is like when you're in the room, focus, turn your phone down, stop responding to emails, and try. And by the way, it's not easy, but really try and focus your attention to the task that you have at matter.
Just link to that, Glennda. Do you have a team? Are you good at delegating?
Interestingly enough, I have an all-female team, but it is me and 3 other agents. I do not have any admin, period. I have a system and process for everything. So whether it is client gifting, sphere of influence, pop buys, anything that we're doing, we have a system and a process, and everybody rolls through it like fine wine. Elizabeth's been with me 22 years, and Vic and Eveline have been with me 7. And we just sort of a well-oiled machine.
Who does your contracts for you?
So literally, as soon as we get a contract, everything goes in my phone as a calendar reminder. And the other agent, the lender, the attorney, the buyer, the seller, all get calendar invites. So what else do you need to worry about? It just has to be uploaded, and that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't
Oh,
need
of
to pay some.
course. You have, sorry to interrupt, you have attorneys there, right? That's,
Oh, yes.
it threw me. It's like New York, for example, right? That's what
Yeah.
threw me a bit. Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, once I set all of the calendar reminders up and I
Yeah.
upload all of the documents, I don't need to pay somebody $85,000 a year to set up calendar reminders. And
Wow.
most of the big
Yeah.
shot agents here in Atlanta, they have a contract to closing person. Well, I don't need to pay a contract to closing person because you're paying one. I don't need to
Yeah.
duplicate the work. That's silly. But going back to what what we were talking about time, a lot of
Mm,
people think that time is your most valuable asset. That's
mm,
actually not true. Attention is your most valuable asset. And think about how your client, your family, your loved one feels when you're giving them 100% of your attention versus you answering a text message, sending an email, checking your phone. You really can reduce the amount of time by giving somebody quality attention.
Can you remind me of
100%.
this daily, please, Glenda? It's very,